Hey guys, it's Sydney. Welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do a get ready with me slash movies that I've seen in January. I love to watch get ready with me videos. So many of the people that I love to watch are like actual makeup artists, or they're reviewing a bunch of different products and all of this fun stuff. I don't have that, so I figured I could talk about something else while I get ready and do my makeup, so pardon this appearance. Don't pardon it. This is what my face looks like. So we can chat about what I've watched this January 2018, and I can do some makeup, and that's the plan. Cool. So the first movie that I saw this month was Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. It was starring Mr. Rock. It was starring Dwayne Johnson, Kevin Hart, Jack Black, and let me make sure, Karen Gillan, who I don't think I'd ever seen her in anything before. It's directed by Jake Kasdan. I'm looking up all these details because I don't remember names ever. I looked him up and it looks like he's directed a fair number of things, mostly comedy. He did Sex Tape in 2014, that was kind of funny, and he did the Bad Teacher movies, which I didn't see. Oh, and he did Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story. That was pretty funny. So he's a director of comedy. I get that. What is happening? So I saw Jumanji first this month. I have to say, I actually really enjoyed Jumanji as a movie. It was really funny. It was a lot funnier than I expected it to be, but I kind of felt that way from the beginning. So when I first saw the trailer for Jumanji, I was like, ugh, so dumb. They're remaking The Breakfast Club because all these kids are going into detention. And then I was like, oh, it's a Jumanji movie. And then I was like, well, that's dumb. And then like by the end of the trailer, I was like actually laughing out loud in the theater. And it felt really silly. So when it actually came out, I was actually really excited to see it. And I did really like it. I thought it was really funny. I didn't think that it was offensive at all. I mean, it's probably something that someone could get offended by. But it wasn't really cringy humor like so many comedies are. So the movie is about some kids that get sent into detention, and they find an old video game and they plug it into play. They pick out their avatars and then they get sucked into a video game that is Jumanji. I actually really like that concept. And then they have to beat the game to leave, just like the board game version movie. The funniest part really is all of the actors as adults playing avatars being played by kids. What? So the kids go into the video game, they've selected their avatars, and they turn into the avatars. So that's really the funniest part of the entire movie, and continues to be the funniest part of the entire movie, like for the whole plot line. So Jack Black plays the popular girl who's super into selfies, and she's really freaked out that she doesn't have her cell phone, and that she's like an old fat man. This like white nerdy boy gets turned into Dwayne Johnson, and he's like, I can't be the hero because I'm a dork. So it's funny, and honestly that's like continues to be the funniest thing for sure. So the thing I was disappointed with the most about this movie was the lack of video game humor in it. And I know that sounds a little weird, but I really like video games, and they do a little bit of it, where like the CPU characters are they just repeat the same dialogue to you over and over again. So if you go to like talk to them, they'll be like, hello hero, you can find in the marketplace, blah blah blah, and then you like talk to them again and they say the same thing, and that's funny. But then that's kind of like where they stop the video game humor, which is really disappointing, because like I feel like they missed out on so much, like finding weird stuff like in the grass, or like, you know, unlocking something and having it play like funny music. I really wish that they had incorporated more like gaming humor into it. I feel like that could have just added to the depth of it a lot. I don't know, it was a comedy. It was good. If you like comedies, you'd probably really like it. But it really isn't like a remake of Jumanji, which I really like, because we don't need them to just make the same movie over again. So I think that they did do a good job at making a new storyline and new characters and putting a different twist on it. So the second movie I saw this month was Mary and the Witch's Flower, which is a new movie by Studio Pano. Studio Pano was founded by a lot of the animators and directors who were at Studio Ghibli, and then when Ghibli started to go a little bit underwater after Hayao Miyazaki decided he was going to retire, they all decided, oh my god, we still want to make movies. We've been working together forever. Let's keep doing this. So they started their own animation studio called Studio Pano. I read a really beautiful article about like their intentions and wanting to really honor all of the work that they had done at Ghibli and how they wanted to continue making children's movies. And they're all kind of in the age that Miyazaki was in when he was making like My Neighbor Totoro, Kiki's Delivery Service, and this movie really has a lot more of that feel to it. It was only playing at one theater in Los Angeles. I had to drive all the way out to Santa Monica, which I was not happy about, but it was worth it. What am I doing? So this one was directed by Hiromasa Yonebayashi, and the other two movies that he did that I watched at Ghibli were The Secret of Arrietty and When Marnie Was There. And this really has a similar feeling in like the character design and the house design. It isn't really as Japanese as a lot of the other movies. Like they're really just in this kind of Dutch-ish countryside. So I kind of missed that. I love the other movies that have Japanese culture in them. I've always loved that about those movies. But this movie was really, really beautiful. It was a kid's movie. So every issue that I had with it was because I am not a child, or am I? If I had been that age, like 5 or 6, I think I would have like just loved this movie so much, because it really was like, it's so magical, it's beautiful, it's got a really sweet storyline. It just didn't have the complexity that I feel like that a lot of Hayao Miyazaki movies have. It's just like the light washes me out so much you can't even see anything. This is why YouTubers do their makeup so heavy, because they have their lights on that are so bright. Wow, I'm being really lame about talking about Mary and the Witch's Flower. It's a beautiful kids movie. This little girl finds a magic flower and a magic broomstick that reacts to this magic flower, and it gives her magic for, or the like magical abilities for 24 hours. She flies to this magician school, or the broom takes her there, and she is like a witch for a day, and everybody's really like impressed by her new powers, and she's super excited to be a witch and not be a normal girl and all this stuff. And then she kind of finds out that there's like other stuff happening at the school that's not really great, and maybe a little disconcerting, like a lot disconcerting. And so then she kind of has these flowers and has to go back a certain number of nights to try to fix this problem. I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, but it was such a beautiful movie. If you like the Ghibli movies, or if you have a kid that likes the Ghibli movies, you like for sure need to go see this. Totally recommend it. It was just gorgeous to watch, inspirational, heartwarming, all of that good stuff. I mean, I wish that I was a kid so I could have enjoyed it more. Eyebrows. But like, oh man, do I ever want to just have babies now and share that movie with them, basically, is how I feel about that movie. Wow. I will say that I did see it with subtitles with Japanese dialogue and not dubbed in English. So I think I liked it a lot more because I saw it subtitled and not dubbed. Cool. Ugh. What was the next thing I saw? Oh, okay, so then the next movie that I saw was The Greatest Showman. It came out around Christmas, but I just only got around to seeing it in theaters recently. And that is the story of Mr. Barnum of Barnum and Bailey Circus. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I loved that circus when I was a kid. We had a DVD, or no, I think it was a VHS of one of their performances, because it was when I was little. And I would watch that one performance over and over and over again on my VHS. And I really wanted to be the lady who fit into a cube. There was like a contortionist, and she would like squeeze herself up into a little plastic cube. She had this like cool bodysuit on, and I was like, oh man, when I grow up, I'm gonna be a contortionist. And slowly realized, taking gymnastics classes, that I have like about this much flexibility, like 0. So my dreams were crushed. I couldn't be a contortionist. So about the movie. Greatest Showman. It's a musical. Wait, let me look up all the info. Greatest Showman. Oh wow, it just got some sad reviews. Okay, so this starred Zac Efron, Zendaya, and Hugh Jackman. And then there was like a huge ensemble cast. It was directed by Michael Gracey. What else has he done? I started dating this like stupid film boy, and now suddenly I care about like directors and all of that stuff. Ugh, it's just the worst. Nothing? He hasn't done anything. It looks like he's in pre-production for Naruto, the movie? and did Natasha Bedingfield's unwritten music video. Those are his 3 credits on IMDb as a director. Naruto, Greatest Showman, and Natasha Bedingfield's Unwritten. Cool. So I guess he's like a newer director. I don't know why I can't find more film credits for him. So, Greatest Showman. I liked it. I don't know why it's so hard for me to say that. So it's a musical, and I feel like what happens quite often with movie musicals, this is total speculation, but this is what I've noticed from the musicals that I've seen as movies. I feel like they get nervous that people will be really bored about it being a musical for some reason, and then they go like all nutso with the spectacle, and they don't really just let the songs speak for themselves. I can't really remember any of the songs, which is kind of a problem. It's a musical. I should be able to remember these songs. They don't really let the storyline speak for itself. They kind of buried it underneath all of this like weird CG camera angle, like glitzy, glam, spin around, do crazy thing stuff. I feel like it just didn't really need it. And I don't know why they didn't just get like a great choreographer to like, and some cool like stunt doubles or whatever to like figure out some cool stuff. Because it felt like almost every single dance number was like CG. Like Zendaya and Zac Efron have this like beautiful little duet song dance with this like hoop thing. And like the whole thing was just CG. And like, why? I don't know if I'm explaining this the right way, but it just felt like it was lacking this like kind of trust in performance to engage audiences. Also, biggest pet peeve of the whole movie. Oh, there were 2. What was the other one? Oh yeah. Biggest pet peeves of the whole movie. Hands down. Zendaya has this gorgeous pink wig. Oh my god. Oh, she looks so pretty in this wig. Oh my god. I can't talk and do mascara at the same time. And yet, on every close-up that they had, there were these big old black safety, black bobby pin. Oh my god, I got too upset. Every single close-up, they'd zoom in, and there was like a big old black bobby pins sticking out of all the curls of this like bubblegum pink wig. Oh my god, it was so distracting. I hated it. I should have just brought the Q-tips over because I know I'm gonna get more upset. Because the next thing that was like literally the worst part of the whole movie. Okay, this is mean. These people like, they know what they're doing. I clearly do not, because So the next thing that made me really upset about that movie, I've calmed down a little bit. There's an, oh my god. There's an opera singer, and Hugh Jackman meets her, and he decides that if he can have an opera singer and like produce her shows, then people won't just think of him as the circus freak, crazy man. They'll like, he can attract more highbrow audiences. So she gets up to do this operatic performance. She's wearing this ridiculously huge like gown for her opera performance, and then continues to sing a song that's like not opera at all. And that really, really bothered me. Phantom of the Opera is a great example of a musical that has opera music in it. You have to have good vocal technique to sing those songs, but they're not opera songs, but they're in a musical, and they work really well together, and they mesh really well. And this was not, they just didn't try at all. Oh, it just really upset me. But even more upsetting, at the reception after her performance, she is all dressed up in a different, like, big, beautiful gown. She's a gorgeous, gorgeous woman. She has false lashes on. And when I say false lashes, I mean that she's got about 1/4 of an inch of false lashes just on the end of her eye. Like, super long, just square, like, cube of lash. It was so bizarre looking. It was so distracting. I couldn't, I don't know what they were talking about during that scene, because all I was doing was looking at her, like, scary, like, just little square tips just hanging out. There's like, these things aren't accidents. Like, you know, there's people that like spend a lot of time and like, I'm sorry, I appreciate you. Who am I to judge? Nobody. But I'm really disappointed in you. So it was cute. It was a cute movie. I just was bothered by a lot of things in it, but I enjoyed it. Watching it was fun. I don't think I'd ever like go see it again. So like critics really hated it, as 55% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is just dreadful. But then 95% of Google users liked this movie. So I don't know what's going on with those Google users. 8 out of 10 on IMDb. Oh, okay. So the last movie that I watched this month on HBO Go streaming, I watched Logan. Finally. Oh, okay, yeah, whoa, not a new movie at all. Came out May last year. So I watched Logan for the first time. It was such a good movie. And I know that sounds a little silly or something. I don't know why that sounds silly. So it was one of the first X-Men movies that really just felt like a good drama or something. This was like totally like opposite end of the scale entirely from X-Men Apocalypse, which I think is the last like X-Men movie that came out. It was like close and sad and like really sweet and had these like beautiful like character moments. It wasn't like a loud big Hollywood movie. It was, I mean, it had a lot like that, those parts to it. It focused so much more on the characters. It focused so much more on the storyline, and these like beautiful like developments and relationships between the characters that a lot of the other X-Men movies really lack. That the kind of relationships are kind of filler in between action scenes, and this felt like the action scenes were filler in between the character development. Gosh, I really liked that movie. I guess I did a little bit of a Hugh Jackman kick this month. So those are the movies that I watched this month, and I'm all made up and ready to go now. I didn't talk about any of the products I had used, and I hope that's okay, but none of them are really that exciting. Not that new or not that revolutionary. There's so many people out there to watch if you want to learn about new products, and at this point in my life I am not one of those people. Did you guys see any of these movies? Did you like them? Did you hate them? Let me know your thoughts. Stay tuned, I'll probably do this again. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, which probably you aren't because I'm a relatively new channel. So do it, subscribe, like this video, and comment down below what your thoughts are about the movies, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye-bye.